Hey there, aspiring guitarists. Today it's a tale of two minis. Taylor GS-Minis that are. And this is my combined Thursday and Friday favorite guitar because I have many favorite guitars. So we're going to talk about the GS-Mini. It's a beloved guitar by many. I remember the first time in a local guitar store I played one, I was fascinated. Um, it's got a 23 and a half scale, so it's a smaller scale than your 24/7 5 Gibson, your 25/5 Fender. And it's bigger than a baby Taylor, which the baby guitars you can see are these little traveler sizes behind me. Um, but and I've got two different ones, and I'm gonna let you hear them both, and I'm gonna tell you that they're different. This is the GS-Mini KOA with Hawaiian koa wood, and then this is the GS-Mini Special Edition Year of the Dragon. And I got this one, and it's from Musician's Friend on their Stupid Deal of the Day. And it was an incredible deal, but more important than that, one of the reasons I watch that, even though I watch it cautiously so I don't get caught up buying something every day, when this came out at the time, they were the only major online retailer that had, because this was a limited edition. In fact, I'm going to put a link to these two um, Taylor GS-Minis in the description, but you can't hardly find them in the major online anymore. So I'll probably put links. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If there's one where you can possibly purchase it, I may put that, but I'll probably just put the links to the Taylor website and let you look at the specs and everything and the breakdown. But they're both beautiful guitars. Naturally, the immediate difference is, this painted Year of the Dragon artwork. On this one, the special edition, and then the KOA, which is using koa wood, and of course they do have different electronics. The KOA has the standard Taylor, and the special edition got its own special edition with a tuner and is very different. I love them both. Um, I love a smaller frame guitar. It makes it easy on my shoulder, it makes it easy on my hand. But this one can be plugged in, and the other one can be plugged in, and they're just phenomenal. I'm not going to spend a lot of time wrapped up on the nut width, and I told you the scale is smaller, and naturally it would be. It's a smaller guitar. But let's listen to the Year of the Dragon, and let me go ahead and tell you the difference. So let me pull it up here where I can tell you. The Year of the Dragon has a solid torrefied Sitka spruce top with layered sapele back and sides, and the GS-Mini KOA has the top wood is Hawaiian koa, and the back and sides is a layered koa. So that's what you're looking at. So Sitka and koa, and of course the sides. But let me let you hear this just with the acoustic. All right. let's jump to the COA. Alright, now let me show you. I'm going to use my Loudbox Mini, the Fishman, and we're going to listen to them plugged in. I personally, I love my Positive Grid Spark 40 and the fact that it's got an acoustic channel on it. But I personally think this Loudbox Mini is the best. This is my opinion. Acoustic amplifier made. I really do. So anyway, let's plug it in. And the Chinese plugs in through the strap pin in the back. And the battery is up under. There's a little hitch right there where my finger is. So just so you see that, let's turn this on. Let me see what we got going here. Okay. And I've got this, actually I have just a tiny bit of reverb, a little bit of gain, and most of the low, mid, and highs are in the middle. So that's what you're looking at. Let me switch out. Let's go over to the COA. Now, you can see it's the same way. It's back here on the strap, but it's got, unlike, remember, it's up here, just like your standard Taylors you see on so many others. So the battery compartment's right there. So let's plug this in. This is the COA. Let's turn it on. Exact same settings. A major 7th, A minor on the 3rd, A minor on the 5th. I've explained to y'all why I do that. It's so you can hear the same sound, and we'll cross from a low to a mid to a higher register, you know, on the guitar. To me, you don't need more than that to hear how beautiful they sound. But to me, and I realize I'm not mic'd up. I've got a condenser mic. I just haven't got around to hooking it up. But to me, they have distinct sounds. Now, the playability, they play exactly the same to me, exactly the same. I've got the same strings on them. And, I told you the major differences. There's two different electronics. You've got different woods, and the differences are going to be subtle. The way the guitar feels and you grip and play, they're the same. So I like my GS-Mini, and here's what I like about it. It's what I consider a noodling guitar because it's a go-to. I grab it to play with all the time, before I go to bed, when I get up. But it's also a guitar I can take with me and plug in or not plug in. It actually projects loud enough on its own. The body size is of the GS Mini is just, it just feels right. It's smaller than my Martin 0028 that I love. It doesn't project as loud, but it's just the playability, that 23 and a half scale, the neck, the way they design the body is just phenomenal to me. Now, why did I buy two? Well, I bought the first one. I love KOA. I have several guitars that have KOA, several, and I love the sound of Hawaiian KOA. It's got its own. I don't even know how to describe it. When you hear it, you know it. You might have noticed the subtle differences between the KOA and the torrefied spruce, and but it's a different sound, and I love the sound. So the first one I bought was the KOA, and I still love it. But I bought the Chinese just kind of like the reason I buy the Lunas. Um, the Lunas play great, but they have artistry and they hang well. I have some of them hanging in our living room. My wife's Starry Starry Night edition is hanging there. So this was twofold for me. To me, it's literally beautiful. I mean, if you look at the artwork, it's gorgeous. But it plays great too, and I'm not scared to play it. That's one of the guitars I'll feature down the road is an Adam Jones um, artistry collection Les Paul, and I bought it for the artistry of the guitar and the beautiful painting on it, but I also bought it for the way it plays. So I feel I'm getting a double duty out of it. But I just, personally, I love a GS Mini. I don't think you can go wrong with a Taylor GS Mini. It could be your only guitar. To me, it literally could. Um, it plays well without being plugged in, and it plays great being plugged in. So this you got two guitars today. That's going to cover Thursday and Friday. So you got a twofer, and I'm sharing my collection with you just so you know why I like the guitars. I'm not going to go into what the great YouTubers do with playing different tones and going through a DAW and having it mic'd up and they do a great job. I'm sharing with you what I like about guitars and my collection of guitars and why I keep them or why I wouldn't. So I hope you found this a little bit interesting. I don't think you can go wrong with a Taylor GS Mini. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not an affiliate. I am an Amazon affiliate. That's it. And I explained to y'all, the tiny bit of money I make if you buy a book that I put a link in with Amazon and Amazon's marketing strategy. It doesn't cost you anything. But I am in no way a Taylor affiliate, in no way. But I'm a big fan of Taylor guitars along with other guitars. I'm not just a Taylor guy. I'm not just a Martin guy. I'm not just a Gibson guy. I like good guitars, and I think there's a lot of manufacturers that make good guitars. And the GS Mini, to me, is an excellent guitar for anyone. And you can normally find them in a guitar shop. So I encourage you, whether it's a mom and pop, a major brand, to go in, find them, play them, and support your local shops if you can. Now, I asked my local shop to find me the Hawaiian KOA, and they tried and they tried and they tried and they couldn't. So I bought my Hawaiian KOA from Sweetwater and had a wonderfully beautiful exchange and transaction, just like I always do with Sweetwater. But I did try, and then I explained to you what I bought. I pass the love around. I'm not going to snub an online dealer. There's a place for that. I'm certainly not going to snub the local ones. I want them to earn my business and your business just like I want the online to earn our business. And that's the reason I watched the musician friend stupid deal of the day. It's not uncommon for an online to have a certain type of guitar that's exclusive to them. They've gotten with the manufacturer. Now, I don't know what the deal was with this Year of the Dragon. If you Google it right now, you'll find it at some online music stores. Many of them I've never heard of, but they do have it. So I don't know that Guitar Center or Musician's Friend, Guitar Center Musician Friend or sister bought and owned by the same. I'm not getting into all that. But I don't know if they cut a deal with Taylor on this Chinese, but I do know it was the only place I could find it when it came out, when it first came out. That was it. There was not. I'm not saying it wasn't somewhere else. I'm saying it was the only place I could find it. So I watched the deals that these online dealers do, and a lot of times your local guitar mom and pop, they'll offer deals too. But find out if they've got a mailing list. Many of them do. It's not hard to instigate a mailing list. I go way back to Constant Contact and MailChimp. There's a bunch of them, but a mailing list can simply be a list, where you put all the members in a blind carbon copy where they don't see each other. I mean, there's all kind of ways to instigate a mailing list. Encourage your local mom and pop to add you to one, or heck, email them, hey, you got any deals this week? I mean, it works both ways. So anyway, sharing this in the hopes that it helps your guitar journey a little bit. I hope your guitar journey is always blessed. And most of all, hey, happy picking.